Trooper, we good?
And it looks like we have Trent, and we are good to go
All right.
down on the field.
Welcome here to Gene Cox Stadium. I'm joined alongside head coach Joel DeCastri of your Battle Lions. Coach, how are we doing tonight?
We're excited.
Got a big matchup against Pensacola. What are we going to do tonight to bring home that A50 Cup?
We're going to have to win our first balls, our second balls. We're going to have to execute what we've been practicing at training, and we're going to have to go out and make sure we enjoy the occasion.
Absolutely. I love that, Coach. So, obviously, we got a big miss. Trish is going to be out tonight, unfortunately, with the yellow card last week, 2 yellow cards in the red. So, what are we going to do defensively to make up for him tonight?
We're going to bring one of the squad in. So, yeah, definitely Tristan's is a player and part of the squad, and I'm sorry that he's missing out, but someone else's opportunity, and we're excited for the next player to come in because this is a squad game.
Absolutely. So, obviously, ASG Academy, a feeder program here into the senior team, so we'll see some of those faces tonight. Well, what is our biggest takeaway for the rest of the season? What do these Battle Lions have to do in these last few games coming up, Coach?
We have to keep on being good at home. We have to keep on, as I said before, competing and making sure we're ready to rise up to any challenge. This conference, again, is full of good teams, but we're one of them. We just got to make sure that we keep on trying and trying to get those wins.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, Coach. Coach Joel DeCastri, happy Father's Day here.
Pleasure, Trent. Always my pleasure.
Thank you, Coach. Shoot, back to you.
So there you go, down on the field as we get it going here from Gene Cox Stadium. Of course, head coach DeCastri giving you the inside scoop of what we have going on. Of course, our man Trenton Young giving you the heat down there on the field. So, of course, welcome aboard if you're just joining us here for a fantastic day at the Gene. We thought we were going to get some storms, but it looks like we have gotten out of the woods. So we should get our build matchup here. So sorry about that, little audio difficulties. Be aware of some potential weather issues that we have here today in the capital city, but we're hoping to keep it rolling, keep it nice, and keep the groove going here for what is an 850 Cup final. So we're going to jump out for a quick commercial break, and then we'll come back on the other side here with your regularly scheduled pregame because we have so much to talk about here, but we got to give some love here to our sponsors to help make this possible. Of course, this is a beautiful 501c3 nonprofit community club. Couldn't do it without the community and the great support from our sponsors and our community here. So just want to give them some love, of course, starting with Blue Coast Federal Credit Union, the official live stream sponsor. So we're going to take a brief commercial break. Come right back on the other side.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
One of the cool things about our firm is we really specialize in bringing talent out of state government so that our clients can benefit from that internal knowledge that people have developed over the course of many years.
Clients demand a higher level of understanding of what they're up against. Who better to provide that than people who have been in that process and written those rules?
We believe that you can teach someone how to lobby, and what you can't teach them is the expertise they bring to the table from having served for 15 years in the Department of Transportation or having served for 10 years at the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
We come from state government in large part, so we've seen these decisions being made year over year. We know the direction that we need to move in, and we know what it is our clients are trying to achieve. So that's just an unbelievable combination.
I think for people who've come out of state government, it's just in their DNA to do what's right for the state and do what's right for the citizens of Florida. And I think that translates very well into being a lobbyist.
This is you. You're watching the Tallahassee Soccer Club online. Or maybe you're watching it in person. Hold up. Wait a second. Yeah. Right there. Who is that? Who that is? Who are these people? Can you pause it? yeah, I know where the answers are. Tally SC Talk Podcast. Whoa. All kinds of videos on this YouTube. This is going to help me get to know my Battle Lions.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
The beauty of it, and that's something that I'm glad you asked. So, of course, the A50 Cup Rivalry Trophy, if you're a soccer head, you can consider it a derby, right? Our own kind of unique slice here of the area. The cup is in the house in all of its glory here tonight, Trent. But, of course, A50 area code here in Northwest Florida. All the teams going against us, of course, we no longer have our brothers in arms, the Roots, who are no longer in the National League with us. So us and Pensacola will continue to carry on the mantle here, Trent, as we go forward. But basically, competition between the two teams, whoever comes out the most successful will be your 850 Cup champion.
Well, so how's the season been going so far?
So, I mean, season's been going pretty good so far. So we want to get into the table, or
Well, I mean, or just like
some table talk.
I was going to just reference back to like the 850 Cup matchup specifically. Like we've already had one fixture in this
Correct.
rivalry, Derby.
So you want to go back? You want a little history lesson? That's what I'm hearing.
That's correct. Yes.
Shabam. So of course these are all of the previous 8 matchups between these two clubs. You can see we did tie out in Pensacola, which that's what we do. 5 matches that we've played, quote-unquote, away games, they have all been ties. Of course, on the flip side, when Pensacola comes to Tallahassee, since getting out of the GCPL, it has largely been in favor of the Pelicans here, Trent. So, of course, you see the recent results down here in the bottom line, which are those kind of prevailing home games, and which translates itself to this. 3 consecutive 850 Cup trophies here for Pensacola. So trying to reverse the curse here in the early going, Trent.
Yeah, we definitely need to, because obviously giving them 3 in a row is tough, and, you know, no more roots, so we got to take it from them. If not us, then who?
Exactly. So, of course, at least we're not as at risk of getting 3rd here, so that's a positive to get going here as the referee crew start to come onto the field. We're standing by here for the national anthem here as we get ready to fire things up for this 850 Cup showcase. But, yes, so circling back, so head coach of Pensacola, we talked to our guy, the big dog, JDC, of course. But on the other side, you talk about having success at the Gene. Dean at the Gene, been pretty mean for Pensacola here, Trent. 2.5 points per match, undefeated.
Yeah.
And this is what kind of boils into it, the consistency of the program and winning on the road. That's why they've been able to capture these last couple cups.
And, I mean, even back in 2023, the one draw that we got with them here at the Gene, that was like a makeup game that we had to play here because their stadium wasn't fit for us to play that game there at that time. So really, I mean, every time we've hosted them, they bested us here over the last 3 years. So Dean's definitely got our number, but I don't know, man. You heard Coach Joel. He's fired up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ready to get rocking and rolling here today. So is there a change in the winds, Trent? Do you feel it? I know we're going to get some probably stormy seas.
I was going to say, it's a little cloudy overhead. Little breeze rolling through, but I mean, honestly, we'll take that. Better than 100 degrees outside, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You are correct. You are correct. So, of course, there is the beautiful 850 Cup here that our great cameraman James Ward's putting it on, so we can't rob you of that.
Ooh.
There she is.
The elusive one.
The elusive one. Copa Grande, the big one. The top dog. That's what it is. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Of course, there's a bigger picture going on here today, Trent, as we talk about the standings of the table. A couple shake-ups over the weekend. So Jacksonville got themselves a big victory. And then we also had Pensacola running into a little trouble with Columbus earlier. So we had a flip at the top. Your boys are going to stay 4th. But for those of you who know what's going on, which in the TSC family, we know what's going on. This master table is pretty much irrelevant. Don't put too much into that because it's all about the group game, because playoffs will be decided in these group segments. So who cares where you're in the master table? If you're in the West, who's the best of the West? And then in the East, they're figuring it out. It seems pretty clear. But TSC, with the result, the 1-1 tie with Columbus and New Orleans last night. TSC, the benefactor, slotting up into second with an opportunity for something more given the result here tonight, Trent.
Absolutely, Jupe. And something we alluded to on the podcast, shout out Tally SC Talk. Go ahead and check that out. But we were talking earlier in the week, and I was saying I think best case scenario this week is that Columbus-New Orleans split. They each get a point. Nobody's able to really take a big step forward. They kind of bury themselves down there at the bottom. And then TSC right now, 2 games in hand over Pensacola. Pensacola coming here to your home. This is, I mean, it's tough to say that this is not the biggest matchup that the Battle Lions have played here at the Gene Cox Stadium, Jupe.
There you go. It's been quite some time for the big one, of course, the 850 Cup final. So what that does is the results have been hilarious because every single series here in the West is completely even. Pensacola and New Orleans have played twice. They've each won once. Us and Pensacola have tied. Columbus and Pensacola have played twice. They've each won once. Us and New Orleans each won once. And then you go down to New Orleans-Columbus. They've tied twice. That matchup is over. Us and Columbus have tied. So no one has a head-to-head advantage with anyone else in the West. The West indeed proving to be wild, Trent.
And wide open, Jupe. So, I mean, plenty of opportunity here for the Battle Lions to take a step forward, get some much-needed points here, hoist that trophy, and sitting in driver's seat in the big Western group.
Absolutely. And so that will be essentially what comes out of today, is if somebody's able to get the full 3, they would be in the driver's seat of the West. This would be the only head-to-head matchup in this side of the conference where you would have an advantage. And also, if Pensacola is able to knock us down, they would get a lot more space. But if we take down Pensacola, get the full 3, we would leapfrog. Tallahassee would be in the number 1 driver's seat here in the West, Trent.
You say if, but I'm hoping win, brother.
There you go. Absolutely. As the squad is coming up onto the field here, of course, led by your captain, Johnny Fitzgerald, there at the midfield. And we know old Johnny likes to put it in against Pensacola. Of course, his goal ratio's very strong against the Pelicans. You think even back to the away game from 2021.
Oh, yeah.
You think about the makeup away game back here at the Gene. You think about the 4-2 thriller. Johnny getting involved on the score sheet for all of those. So, of course, be on the lookout. Fitzgerald loves playing himself an 850 Cup matchup. Always has, Trent, and hopefully
always will.
Always will, absolutely. So, of course, we're still on borrowed time here with Johnny Fitzgerald as we get ready to go over for the national anthem here for the 850 Cup final.
All right. So just a few moments from getting kickoff underway. Believe Coach Z next door is reading off our starting lineup. That's number 20, Audie Jepson, followed by number 19, Robert Wilcott, followed by number 15, Johnny Fitzgerald, your captain, my captain, Tallahassee's captain, number 14, Ali Sasanka. Number 10, Adrian Fontanelli. Number 8, Joseph Warren. Number 4, Cody Sunquist. Number 6, Jose Bibas. Number 5, Trice Smith. Shout out Trice Smith. Number 3, Big John Varela. And number 1 in goal, all the way from Madrid, Jorge Gonzalez. That's your Battle Line starting lineup.
There you go, rock and roll, Trent. Of course, you can see the boys there. As we get into some more information here, so we talked about what the playoff picture here is. The lineups for the visitors are coming through. So you look, what does it mean? What does it all mean, Trent? Of course, the projections we talked about, the 1 seeds, the 2 seeds, the East and the West. If playoffs were to start today, right now, Jacksonville, Pensacola get your first-round buys. The East and the West are completely separate. Naples is going to host Miami. We would host Columbus, which would be a 4th date at that time here, Trent. And then, of course, we would go forward. But, of course, a lot could shake up the picture here tonight.
Yeah, I was going to say, good thing the season doesn't end today, and we've got a few more fixtures after today to get some more points and hopefully change our position in the table. Get that, I mean, even 2nd seed here in the West, host at the Gene. You know, you got to go on the road, face the 1 seed. But, I mean, that's huge right there instead of being the 3.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's what we have going on here today. There you can see the starting lineups. And if you're a curious party, I think you think about the hardware, right? And if you've been following the club, you can see, you're like, okay, wait, these 2 teams tied out in Pensacola. There's a potential that they tie here tonight. So if that were to happen, who wins the 850 Cup? Well, Trent?
Yes, Duke.
We do have an answer.
We do.
We're going to make you wait for it. I want to let you know that it is awesome. So, of course, we will see. There will be a method. Both teams have agreed.
Love that.
To this. So if we need to go, let's say, a little extra,
let's say,
so to speak,
hypothetically,
we would be able to do that. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, Trent, but that has been thought through, and we will have a true 850 Cup champion. We're not going to go to a coin flip. We're not going to go to some silly, well, I don't think it's silly. We won't go to some, kind of tertiary fair play tiebreaker, right? It will be decided on the field.
Well, I sure am happy I didn't ask Coach Joel because that would have given away the big surprise.
There you go.
Potentially, of course. The Battle Lions could always just go ahead and win the game, and that wouldn't even be an issue, but we got 90 minutes to decide that.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it here. 2 very familiar foes. Been going at it since 2019. This is the 10th all-time meeting, and when you talk about sustained matchups in lower league soccer, this is about as high profile as it gets as far as a consistent run base. And this is a local 850 born and bred rival, true rivals. You hear people throw out rivals all the time when you talk about it. If you tune in to some of the other action around the league, or you reference it, or some other things that are going on, but this is a full-blown rivalry with a trophy here. Tallahassee, Pensacola, who is the Panhandle's finest. It will be decided out here tonight.
And, I mean, who else is playing for hardware at this point in the season, Jupe?
There you go.
That just tells you how important this rivalry is, huh?
It just means more. So, of course, as we look at the back line, of course, no Tristan Monroe tonight for the Tallahassee faithful, of course, with the double yellow last weekend against New Orleans. He will have to sit out, and so Joe Warren will come in, and it's basically a clean swap there on the back line. It's going to be Trey Smith, Varela, Warren, left to right, here with the 3 in the back. And this one's cleared out by Pensacola. Of course, you got your boy, like you said, Trent, earlier, Jorge Gonzalez in goal. And in the midfield, you've got Vivas, Fontanelli, Johnny Fitzgerald, and Cody Sundquist, along with Ali Sasanka. And then, of course, up top, you've got the gruesome two dangerous goal scorers, Audie Jepson and Robert Wilcott. So TSC on a little bit of an attacking spell here early, just a second minute of action. Sundquist taking it in. Oh, Fitzgerald with a naughty little turn.
He wanted it early.
Pensacola looking to counter. Good job of Vivas getting back and tracking back for this one. Of course, Pensacola, they're going to run it through number 10. You see the captain, old Mikey Lightborn. He's going to captain the ship for them. But, of course, they got a dangerous attack man here, Trent, wearing number 9.
Yeah, Mr. Callum Edwards. He's had a pretty good season for him so far. They're leading goal scorer with 8 so far this season.
Leads the conference, if I'm not mistaken, as long as the National League has their statistics updated and accurate.
It's a big if.
This one's dumped back here to Lightborn and cycled back, swung around. So they kind of go with the versatile, typically a little 4-5-1, which they can easily kind of jet up into a 4-3-3 when needed, when they want to throw up those wings. But Edwards is going to be kind of that true number 9. He's going to have a lot of work up top here for Pensacola. They say play on. He's going to dive into the corner looking for a centering ball. Gonzalez, full stretch. Needed that one. Edwards on the back post, lurking there early. Of course, both the squads getting forward, pushing up on offense a little bit. TSC, no serious danger ball coming out, but definitely some pressing attack to start things here early in this one, Trent.
Yeah, just trying to set the tone and try to get some shots on goal and pressure that back line and the goalkeeper there for the Pelicans. And speaking of pressure and back lines and goalkeepers, that was a rip from quite a long ways out there. Looks like Jamie Goylan.
That's what they do. Pensacola, they're always in range, it seems, Trent, as they get off rocking and rolling. And we've seen that story be played out at the Gene quite often.
We have.
Of course, from distance, they're going to keep the keeper engaged and involved. So it looks like Jennings is going to be starting in goal here, number 99 for Pensacola. We'll get you some field players here in just a moment. Has some pressure from Sundquist. Good takeaway. Audie looking to turn. And that turf is a little slick from the rain that we got here a couple hours ago. So it was a light rain, so it didn't really have a chance to sink through. So the conditions are going to be a little slippery here before the sun dries this up and we all start baking a little bit here, Trent.
Yeah, it's definitely creeped back out.
Because that's the most dangerous when you get that late afternoon rain, and then it just comes in so hot, so humid. Yep.
Yes. The Florida special.
Yep.
Late afternoon rain, and then it's 100 degrees until the sun goes down.
There you go.
Sometimes after.
Trying to force this one through. Win to Pensacola. Good step here by Warren. So it looks like he's going to have the task on Edwards a lot here.
And that'll be big because Tristan Monroe really coming to life in that right center back position. Obviously, as you alluded to earlier, out today, but we'll have to see how Warren plays down that sideline.
Absolutely. Coach Joel told you, pregame, Trent, said next man up mentality, part of the team game. We got a squad of boys who are ready to go, and that's not just the 18 that we see out here today, but these 18 are locked and loaded. They know what's on the table here with the 850 Cup final. Jepson with a little twist or a little something out of nothing there from the former Green Bay man.
Just a little chest of volley, and that wasn't too far off. That's his weak foot, too, with his left. Pretty far away from goal, out the edge of the box. But a good effort there, able to win a corner here for the Battle Lions.
So Vivas will take this one far side. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger. Here we've got 5 Battle Lions inside the box going back post. Ooh. Warren on the scene. Needs a save there from Jennings. Good early chance here for TSC.
Yeah, ball just a little bit too low. He couldn't quite get as much as he wanted on there. Puts it on goal, though, makes the keeper work. That's what you want to see early and often.
Absolutely. Generate those chances. Make them earn it, Trent.
Fontanelli out wide.
Coming back over the top, looking for Jepson. Puts it back at the 12-yard line, and this one's going to be spilled out of danger, but that close control and able to get a shot attempt off. And I think you're going to see Jepson is juiced up for this 850 Cup finale here, Trent.
Oh, big time, man. He kind of looked up to the sky. He's ticked. He's wanting one of these to go down. He knows that was a good shot on target. Just got blocked.
So cycle back around here to Fontanelli. Good overlapping run. Here's Vivas. And splits this one out here. So it'll be a goal kick here for Pensacola.
Great ball there from Fontanelli. Able to see Jose maybe 1 or 2 steps into that run. And that's why we love Fontanelli in the center of the pitch. I mean, he just has incredible vision, able to find the wingers.
Absolutely.
On either side at any moment.
Fantastic service. Fun to watch. Great new addition here for the 2024 season. Of course, would you love seeing old reliable Johnny Fitzgerald in the middle of the park there? As this one's a centering ball. Gonzalez lets this one go through. Pensacola tried to scoop it back around. Lightborn squares it off here, looking for a rip. Deflection off the crossbar. Secondary ball looked offside. They play on Edwards. And it looks like they says it stands. An offside flag is down, so it looks like the visitors taking their early advantage here to start things off.
Yeah, that was really tough there. It looked like Audi was playing some defense, trying to close down. And ref kind of just accidentally set a pick, wrong place, wrong time. He couldn't quite get to the ball, and that allows that shot to go off and hits the crossbar, stays in play, and, just takes a bounce to Callum, and that's what he does.
Take out the trash. There you go. So, of course, putting it in. So, Pensacola here with the early advantage. But that's what we've seen, right? Some attempts from distance. So, once PFC was able to kind of turn the corner, rip it from 25 yards out, put it on frame, that's a classic PFC move. And then you get a couple deflections off frame, couple saves, and then next thing you know, back of the net. So needing a response here for TSC. Of course, only the second match here at home that they have trailed. Of course, first time was last week. That one against New Orleans. As Sundquist takes a little attacking spurt here. Feeds it on out to the perimeter. Jepson service to Wilcott. He wants to get the bike out. Inspiration from the other end, and that one almost on frame. But a great response here for TSC. Almost able to put it in.
I've heard of dueling banjos, but never dueling bicycles. But an incredible effort there. Cody Sundquist able to beat the press down here from Pensacola. Able to play a great ball down to Audi, who plays it across goal. And great shot from Robert, just wide.
Cycle back here to the back line. Of course, the visitors in white and blue. TSC, of course, with the homage to FSU baseball, competing in the College World Series here today with the Sunday Golds out here tonight. On a nice Sunday affair. Second consecutive in a row here, Trent.
Love to see it.
There you go. Scooped out here well by Sasanka, pressured by Owusu. That's going to be Prince, usually playing on that right winger position, kind of that attacking mid / frontliner, depending if they want kind of more that 4-5-1 or that 4-3-3 feel. But he's dangerous over on the right-hand side.
Yeah, very dangerous. Lots of pace, able to take the ball into the attacking third and send balls in or take a shot off. But like you said, really good at tracking back on defense as well.
Threads it through here. Jepson back to Sanka. And a little bit of a hair raiser, but TSC able to recover well. Fontanelli going to drop it back to Smith. Looking direct. Wilcott wants to go vertical. Had a look at it, but the secondary ball is going to be brought down by Vivas. He's got Fitzgerald in support. On to Wilcott here. Attacking position. Scooped out. And it's going to be taken away. Sundquist does well here to get in a good position, but it'll be out for a TSC throw. Thought about going quick, but in no rush. Drops it on back to Warren, who typically we've seen deployed in kind of a central midfield role, but answering the call here tonight.
But a very similar player to Trice, just the right-footed version. Really excellent balls that he plays over top, so I think that's going to be a really good position for him today.
Of course, just need to step up. So doing what needs to be done, part of the battle line mentality.
Yes, sir.
Perseverance. Soldiering on, but they'll need to do a little more of that here with the early deficit. I believe that's the earliest goal they've allowed all season here with that 8th-minute concession. Fitzgerald here in the middle of the park, dancing over that LCS logo. Of course, formerly a Leon Lion himself.
At least we forget.
There you go.
You think that's what keeps bringing him back so he can play on the same field as those Leon Lions?
Back in the day. Yeah, they've been using their own field most of the time, but every now and then they'll get back down here on the south side. Everybody's getting turfed up around the county these days, so almost everybody. Well, yeah, now everybody's all turfed up. So sometimes when they have those big games, they'll bring them down here to the Gene when the campus stadium can't handle the fanfare.
Leon's turf as well?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep, all 5 of them are now turfed up.
Dang.
Favorite one's Rickards. They got the blue turf. That's mean. The Dead Sea, they call it over there. Just a stone's throw away from here, just off Jim Lee Road.
Yeah, not too far.
We're back here. Pensacola feeds it onto the outside. That's a Wusu. Vivas in his vicinity. Center and ball. Gonzalez. No hesitation. Comes out to get that one. Rolls it out to Fontanelli. They look to move quick. Overlap here. Sundquist on the near side. He's got Wilcutt coming towards him. Fitzgerald away. Pulls it back. Here's Sasanka back to Warren. They've got Vivas if they want an adventure here. But a TSC throw here on this near side. Throw in going here to Fontanelli from Sundquist. Nice little move by Fitzgerald to create some space and get out of danger. Got Vivas on the cutter, tries to thread it through. But sought out here by Pensacola secondary. Johnny picks up this one. Wilcott getting into a dangerous situation. Top of the box, drops it back. Sundquist back to Wilcott. Thought about it. Centering ball's deflected here by Pensacola. He's able to regain possession, trying to turn the corner. A lot of physicality going here with the right back, I believe. That's Martin. Or excuse me, Boateng. And this one will be initially cleared here by Pensacola. Sasanka will collect the loose ball over here to Warren. And TSC will look to build out of the back. Here on the PFC side of the field, Fitzgerald in a nice pocket of space. Out to Vivas, inside the box. Looking to get it on his right foot. Trying to find it back to Fitzgerald. Screams just behind him and wide of frame.
I mean, other than the scoreboard, TSC has absolutely dominated this game for the first 13, 14 minutes so far, Jupe. Just a really tough goal that we conceded, but, I mean, chance after chance down here in the attacking third force so far. Really excited to see.
Absolutely. But that is the predatory nature of Pensacola. We've seen them, limited opportunities. They're going to rip from distance, try to get the rebounds, make some chaos in the box when they have the opportunity, and you know, kind of what you saw from that Columbus game. Not of a significant amount of opportunities for Columbus, but they were able to get just enough to steal a couple points away, and that's what you're trying to do on the road.
I mean, that's the game in a nutshell, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. So throw in here near side to Pensacola. So they look to get it resumed. No har in on the throw. Is this one a matchup between the top 2 teams in the West? So the referee says, let's get it moving. Yeah. I don't know if that's the crowd mic or the ref is just
a little bit of both.
Really getting after tonight. No games here.
Love that.
He knows the weather's threatening. They're trying to get this game in.
That sun's gone away already.
Yep.
Only took 15 minutes.
Yep, clouds once again drifting back in, so stand by. Could potentially get some weather delays here, so stay aboard with us. We'll make sure to keep you updated on all the developments. Looking for Edwards once again. Owusu on the back, but it's cleared out initially of danger here by Vivas. But still in the danger zone, about 25 yards from goal. Pensacola still in Tallahassee's defending half. Tani tries to cycle this one through. And Sasanka trying to dig this one out. And we've seen some physical battles. Here's Sasanka up there in the midfield. We see Boateng back here. I mean, both of these teams, you know, when you think about players consistently coming through the program, they've been around here for quite some time. So this rivalry kind of compounds itself.
Every year.
Every year.
Every matchup. Yep.
So you're going to get a physical. You're going to get an intense matchup here with the trophy to be handed out this evening. Pensacola will not leave with us deciding, well, I say that, but if we finish the game, we will be giving out the trophy here tonight to one of these two teams. Service into the box. Gonzalez all on top of it as they were looking to go back post. Feeds it out here to Sundquist. Tried to thread it through. Looking for Wilcott for that Sacramento State connection. This one gone and cycled around. Looking for that San Diego to Victorville link up there.
Speaking about physicality, Jupe, I think Wilcott is just the perfect player to play in this game, somebody who is never going to back down from a physical battle. We've seen him in the corner down here have 6 box outs already on the ball. So
he can dig in,
yeah,
right?
Man.
Reminds me of a low post player.
Yeah.
Feed the ball, go to work.
It's weird because he almost plays like back to goal, false 9 receiving the ball, but then he also has such speed that he can take it on the dribble and go. So just very excited to have him out there tonight.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's why I think you see him making so much trouble here. Just a couple games getting going here for TSC. Only his 4th appearance here. As TSC's only on match day 6. They're behind almost everybody except Miami-Dade, I feel like, is the only team that's got more matches in hand. Gonzalez up to the task of this one, but once again, a dangerous loose ball, and Pensacola instantly thinking shot. Trent, very on brand, and that's what you have to be aware of when facing PFC.
I mean, their whole offense is funneled to Edwards, right? But, you know, the ball spills out there. Wusu's definitely not afraid to take a shot. So
great control here by Wilcott as it drops right in his breadbasket. Sasanka pressured by Lightborn on over to Sundquist. And here come Edwards, and you talk about him coming back towards that as Sasanka gets all ball, and Edwards is absolutely furious here on the near side. He did not like that at all. Going in for another challenge. Sasanka gives him a handful of air there as Wilcott in the attacking spell spills this out here to Vivas. Nice little hesitation, breaks down a Wusu and earns himself what looks like a TSC corner, but they say goal kick. They say deflected off of Vivas's left boot.
Tough. But a good run there from Jose.
Some good movement in that left side. If one of the two seems to be more vulnerable for Pensacola, it looks like the left side. Vivas and Fitzgerald definitely favoring that here in those attacking spurts. There's a going pressure going back here to Jennings. Jepson going to put a little pressure on there. Dropped off. Fitzgerald also going to get involved, so they'll go long ball over the top. Warren in perfect position for that. Lays it off to Sasanka.
There you go, Ali.
And there could be a foul on Pensacola here.
Ali with both hands in the air, so the ref couldn't call him for anything.
Guillen.
He's learning it.
Guillen with the foul here. And this is a ongoing saga here, and if you think it's getting a little heated, we're just getting this thing rolling, Trent. This is on brand for this matchup.
Oh,
like you said, this is a full-blown rivalry game. Hardware to be handed out. Wilcott cycling around. Fontanelli thought about the service. He's got Jepson in the box. Pulls this one back. Wilcott now 20 yards out. Tried to thread it through to Fitzgerald. Wilcott now going to joust in for a challenge. 4 Battle Lions in on it. Fontanelli will emerge. Service as he switches it to Sundquist on the corner of the 18. Beautiful control. 2 defenders waiting in the wings are the Pelicans. Sundquist tries to switch over to the corner. He's got late support coming here from Sundquist. Gets one, but not the second. Long ball over the top as Edwards tries to go to work. Varela, fantastic body positioning there, and the University of Evansville man does really well to win that one for TSC.
Yeah, I mean, he's really thrived the last couple of weeks in that role, and I'm very excited to see Varela getting some more minutes and getting starts. Obviously, we miss Rafael Calea. Shout out. We know you're watching. But John's been doing phenomenal back there, man.
Absolutely. The pride of Southern Spain as this one spilled out of play here for a Pensacola throw in. As the subs start getting off the bench, warming up a little bit here. 21st minute of action as the darkness begins to descend over the Gene. Serviced by Jennings. Looking for Edwards. One out well by Warren. Secondary ball from Sasanka. The visitors pick this loose one up. Turning away here, that's going to be Pompolini. And an overlapping run here. So TSC has bodies back, but Pensacola trying to break down these avenues. Sundquist, great to fight through that one. Some pressure coming on to him and stops on a dime. And some beautiful service stays in play. Boateng's going to have to work with this one. Jepson is warding the pressure on, trying to get everybody up and organized. But PFC able to break the one-sided press here and escape outside the left. The left on the TSC side, but the right defending side here for Pensacola as they go right to left this half. South to north geographically, for those familiar with old Gene Cox Stadium or former Capitol Stadium, for those old heads tuning in with us. Offside flag is up. It'll be a TSC free kick coming out of the back.
Real ominous vibe with this cloud coverage
Yeah,
to this
right?
rivalry match, huh?
Absolutely.
As if it couldn't get any more dramatic. Let's just shut the sun
dun.
off.
I mean, sometimes things just take care of themselves, Trent.
Black old sun.
Had a feeling that we would, there was something in the water here. Just an unsettling aura this afternoon as these teams prepared for battle.
I pray it's tied after 90 just so we can see what's going to happen, man. I know you know, but I truly have no idea. I don't.
We'd like to draw out the surprise. Once again, the trophy will be handed out. It will not show in the official National League book. If we do go tie, it will be ruled as a tie. But for the sake of the rivalry series, in order to determine a true champion, there will be, let's say, some extracurricular activities here to see who gets the hardware. Because when you got two ties, there's no way to split it.
Can't go off goal differential.
Yeah, exactly. Threads this one through to Vivas. And it'll be spilled out of play. And we'll go back to TSC. So an opportunity here. Throw in a deep position. Vivas will look to get it going. Drops it to Jepson. A little close 1-2. Vivas able to keep it in play. Looking for Fontanelli in the middle of the park, and this one will spill out. TSC, good opportunity to win a corner kick here. Jepson thought about going quickly. He'll dial it back, and Vivas wants to take the in-swinger over from the far side. As you can start to hear the percussion section get going here from Old Fields in the supporter section here for TSC. Going for back post Sasanka. This one falls inside the box. Tries to turn and burn, and this one's going to be flipped out over top. Out for a Pensacola goal kick.
That's why we've got Ali, man. I mean, he just did a full 180 and narrowly missed the upper corner of the goal there. Just need a couple more corners, some more set pieces down there in the attacking third, and hopefully we can just get the ball to bounce the right way one of these times. Boateng plays the ball out wide. Here's your number 17, Hernandez.
Of course, Sasanka staring him down on this near side. Puts it back centrally. Once again, once you cross the 30, you can assume Pensacola's in range. So, of course, quite the lively bunch here offensively. Threading it through. Good cutoff here by Vivas, but it'll be back to Pensacola on the throw. Owusu looking to take this one. Drops it on back. Wilcott going to make him earn it here as they go back to Stoke. So Stoke was the man who scored for Pensacola to have the response, which ended up in the 5th consecutive draw on the away fixture between these two teams. 1-1 tie for the 3rd time in this series.
5th consecutive draw is just crazy to say.
Yep. Those away matches, nothing but draws all the way down from 2019 till the present day. Jepson coming back, putting a little pressure on this one, and offside here as it looks like Hernandez got caught with the hand in the cookie jar there. Should be back for a TSC free kick. Here, 27th minute. As some of the sky is a nice-looking sunset, the other part of the sky, not so much. Boateng dumping this one out of pressure, so it'll be a TSC throw about 20 yards from goal, out over on that far side. As Vivas will set this one up. Of course, one of our 2 University Evansville men. Also from southern Spain. Ripped by Wilcott. Boateng eats it. Last touch by Pensacola. They'll try to save it and prevent a corner kick. It falls right to Wilcott, 20 yards from frame. He collects it. Back to Sasanka. Edwards trailing him. Back to Warren. All the way back to Varela. It's TSC trying to escape this pressure. They break the seal. Now from an attacking standpoint, Vivas looking for Jepson a little too strong as this one skips through the 6-yard box.
Good idea, though. Able to beat the press, swing the ball out wide, exploit the space, and send the ball in. Unfortunately, just let Audie a little bit much, but right idea there from Jose, and great ball down from Trice.
Mm-hmm. Be out for a goal kick here at Pensacola. As it was a fast and furious, it felt like 15 minutes, and then it's like, or first maybe 17, 18, and then the last about 10, we kind of just been sitting in it here as we had that rush from the goal, the response from TSC, and now both teams kind of settling in here. This one up to the front line to Wilcott, back to Fitzgerald, and they're going to say Wilcott offside. Tight on the flags here tonight, both ways. They're looking for those parties who are trying to get up ahead of it here tonight, Trump. Of course, same referee crew for those Tallahassee soccer fans that were out for the women's match last night. Of course, the Reckoning game, which they had a thrilling 5-1 victory for the local soccer fans. But so we feel like we got a peek into what is to be expected here tonight as one of the Pensacola players down over on that far side.
Yeah, this has really slowed down a lot. Obviously, Pensacola's, taking their time. They're not trying to rush anything at this point. They have no reason to, but TSC's had a few chances, but would like to see them hold on to possession a little bit longer if at all possible.
Pampolini was the man down here for Pensacola, but he pops back up. So we're full strength both ways. Service into the box. Varela digs that one out really well. Pensacola locks it back in. Defending third. Good cutoff here by Sundquist. Jepson to the underlap here from Fitzgerald. Looking to escape the pressure. Tried to feed Jepson. Pensacola eats it out. Lightborn. The overlap here to Guillen. Service over the top. Great cutoff by Trice. Had to have that one. TSC was a little stretched over in that wide area on the perimeter. This one's been quite the battle of the midfield here, Trent. A lot of bodies in there.
Yeah, Ollie's had his work cut out for him. Johnny, Jose, Cody.
As both teams, from a formational standpoint, have 5 alleged midfielders. So that's a lot of bodies in that center area of the park. Nice takeaway, Varela. Down to Fontanelli. In no rush, trying to find the best option here. Sundquist looking over that top line. Little 1-2 with Jepson. Centering ball here to Sasanka. Falling into that deep position here. Cycled out to Trice. We know likes to serve, and there it is. And it ends up going on frame. So shot attempt there from Trice Smith.
You don't see those too often from him.
There you go. We're getting to minute 31 here. 1-0 advantage for Pensacola. 8th minute goal for them. An early strike with a familiar scene here in this rivalry series. As though we regret to say it, Pensacola with the lead here at the G. Fitzgerald tries to thread that through to Jepson. Boateng scoops it out.
Yeah, Johnny's take. That one slipped off his foot.
Tried a little scoop there.
Yeah.
Ball probably a little slippery here from the rain this afternoon
It's
with
also
the field
just,
conditions.
It's just hard to do that on a full sprint, you know? Like, it's one thing when the ball is stationary, but...
Is that a little difficult?
Yeah, I remember the first time I tried it. I didn't think it'd be that bad.
Throw in going here for TSC. Spilled away here by Pensacola. Nice little stab away there by Sasanka. Vivas coming in an internal part of the park. Nice little ball to Sundquist. Service going in the middle. And gestures for handball here. And the referees say no go. So it looks like with the stoppage here, the ref says, you know, it would be good to put the kibosh here on this dissension from the crowd and the players as if we take a little water break. So we're going to have a little pause of the action. Here, 33rd minute, visitors with the advantage here in the early going.
Yeah, just stop the tension for a minute. Go ahead and get some water back in these young fellas. Calm down a little bit, you know. Hot heads, hot temperatures. Cool off with some cool water.
There you go.
Gatorade, whatever they're hydrating with down there.
It's hot out here, too. It's Florida.
I mean, just because the sun isn't out doesn't mean it's not 90-plus degrees, right?
Absolutely.
Other places in the world, maybe not, but.
Absolutely. So welcome to always a water break, of course, per National League rules. Trent, both teams have to agree to it ahead of time. So some clubs a little more cooperative than others when it comes to agreeing to a little water break here for a summer season. But so it goes.
In Pensacola, even though we say it's a derby and a rivalry and we're playing for some hardware today, you know, obviously they're kind of like our unofficial frenemies. We get along with them fairly well. They're fighting the good fight alongside us. So got a good rapport there with Coach Dean and Coach Joel. Love to see that.
There you go. Of course, Dean doesn't mind playing at the Gene, that's for sure, Trent. So as we look kind of over to the side here, Trent, as we have a little stoppage, some interesting league results. Anything stand out to you here? A little midweek action. Columbus taking down Pensacola. A tie from Columbus and New Orleans. Jacksonville takes down Miami. Naples absolutely houses Global Soccer. And, of course, we have our result here today.
Yeah, that big one, the first one there, Columbus 1-0 over Pensacola earlier in the week up in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that was a big one. They were able to play Pensacola at home, and that, you know, kind of took out some of the points per match for Pensacola, able to not get any points out of that fixture. So I think that's the big one. We kind of wondered if this Columbus team was really going to break through and if they were going to be, like, legit competitive fighting for the 1 seed in the West. And, I mean, I think that fixture alone speaks for it.
So there you go. They were able to regain the split here with Pensacola. So each of them having a home game, winning their home match.
Yeah.
So once again, every single matchup that we talked about, and we can kind of bring that right up as we talk about it here, as I know we're getting ready to get back into the action. But quickly over on this right-hand side, every head-to-head matchup here in the West, deadlocked. If it's 2 games, we've had 1 win, 1 loss. We've had ties. We've had 1 tie. Nobody has a head-to-head tiebreaker on anyone else in the entire Western group. Anybody's show still over the halfway point of the season. I don't know that you could pick 1 through 4 here today, Trent. I mean, you could. I don't know that you'd be right or you'd have any kind of confidence in doing so.
I told you, it's just 4 coin flips, you know. Like, it's anybody's game.
So Sundquist will get the throw-in going here. 36th minute. TSC, nice attacking position here with the early deficit. Back to Smith, Sasanka. Over to Trice. Of course, over here in the West, but he's got experience dipping into the Eastern pool, Trent. Of course, Jacksonville native himself. Providence High School, right?
Yes, sir.
Providence?
Yeah. Go ahead.
You got it.
I was just going to say his dad, the FSU alum.
Shout out.
Bringing him back here. But I think he actually, last time I spoke with him a week or two ago, he was telling me that his dad just moved back or is about to move back to Jax. So he's like, we just completely flip spots.
Service over the top. Boateng initial pressure will break this one. Still had a little attack on there here for TSC. Pensacola going to collect. A little dump and chase here as Edwards going and getting this one. Warren in pursuit. He tries to break him down over here on this near side, looking for some service, going into the center of the park, and it just grazes over top of the center forward's head. I believe there's Guillen coming through there. Dangerous position. That's all it takes here for Pensacola. That's kind of their bread and butter here, Trent.
Yeah, for sure. But I'd rather have Edwards out wide sending balls in than being the recipient inside the box, though. So
there you go.
We'll take that.
It almost feels like a hockey forward, right? They're going to dump it down, let it hit off the wall. He's going to go chase it and then try to make something as he's going back towards goal. Boateng wins this one, skies into the air. Sasanka, probably the two biggest bodies there, Sasanka and Boateng, each way, consecutive touches.
Yeah, I got to shake Ali's hand when I was out there talking to Joel pregame, and, dude, he is massive. Way bigger than he looks on screen, I'm telling y'all.
Service looking for Wilcott. Little too much into the hands as this one skips into Jennings. Roll this one out of the back. Here to the right-hand side, try to chip it centrally. Sasanka does a great job of tracking back here. Gives to TSC's back line and all the way back to Gonzalez. Of course, the adventurous keeper from Madrid by way of Thomas University.
Pipeline.
There you go. This one's kind of poke free. Great step by Varela. Big win there in a dangerous position. Secondary surge here. Varela with a sweet slide. Scoops it out with his left foot. Going back to him. Varela does it again. Third time's the charm. Sasanka with a little pressure behind him. This one's going to be deflected. But back in the TSC realm. Double slide going at midfield. And back to Pensacola. Bodies hitting the floor here, Trent.
Early and often, and that will not be the last time.
Yep.
Ali ain't afraid to go to ground.
Cycle back to the back line. Here's Fontenelle, full steam pressure on Jennings. Dumps this one out. Sundquist directs it here to Fitzgerald. Nice little pivot. He's hounded by Lightbourne. Those two midfielders have seen a lot of game time action here in this matchup. Two mainstays for both of these programs.
Incredible ball over top from Warren.
Going to be escaped here for Pensacola as they look to cycle and build out of the back once again. As we get into that danger corridor right before halftime here, Fontenelle doesn't have enough backspin to stay in. Sundquist chasing this one down, chops it back in centrally, but they say out of play here. Pensacola goal kick.
Cody turning the burners on, getting down there, man.
There you go. That's Sacramento speed.
Anybody else out here from Sacramento with some speed?
A couple other guys.
Yeah, maybe just one or two.
Yeah. Maybe kinda.
Depends on your definition of speed, I guess.
True. So 41st minute here. So we should get a pretty good amount of stoppage with the water break. Of course, have the goal, but probably more in it than you'd usually see for a typical first half. Definitely a 3 or 4 potential here. Sasanka doing really well to dig this one out, and that's the referee crew. They did it yesterday, doing it here tonight. A lot of that 50-50 stuff they're going to let go.
I mean, that's shoulder to shoulder. That's completely clean.
So Fontenelle here on the square, looking to go back against the grain. Has Vivas and Wilcott to the left. Going back here near side. Sasanka to Warren. Sasanka, long ball to Wilcott. Chopped out by Owusu. Quickly thrown here to Vivas. Scoops it in the area of Sundquist, but this one will be halted by Pensacola. Boateng, Jennings, Nohar. All touches out of the back here from Pensacola. Guillen, battle over on that far side with Vivas and Tani. They say last touch by Vivas. Looked like he was out of bounds on that play. So if it hits him entirely when he's out of bounds. Comes through Hernandez. Slides it through to Edwards. Gonzalez in good positioning. Back to Warren. As TSC trying to find their shape here. Sundquist stretching the perimeter. Fitzgerald flashes out. Back to Warren, who likes himself some service. They go direct to Wilcott. Secondary ball back to Jepson. Dangerous possession, 25 yards out. Lays it off to Vivas! Flashes just on the other side. Dangerous possession. Good scoop out by Wilcott to really establish a dangerous possession here for TSC.
So ref just gave a yellow, but I couldn't tell if that was to Audie, if that's to Lightbourne. Because we had, you know, that joust right there at the top of the box with Audie. Ref said play on, so it clearly looks like it's against Pensacola. It looks like that might be Boateng.
We'll have to go next door at halftime, see if we can't get any clarification on that one.
I tried to catch it, but, you know, he was just facing in the direction of about 4 different players, so.
Just throw it up there on one of them.
Somebody's got one.
He's got it in his private little notebook.
Somebody did something wrong.
Somebody's out there being naughty, receiving a card here on Father's Day. Edwards, who's not exactly been a calm presence out there this evening. And Sasanka, definitely with his play style, could be one to throw a little gasoline on Edwards' fire.
Luckily, no card. Wow, dang it. The second I say it, he pulls the card out. Because he was having a long talking to Ali the whole time. I'm thinking, okay, well, you know, maybe he's not going to give one, but that's a yellow for Mr. Ali Sasanka, number 14.
So putting in the books. I mean, he knew it was going to.
Oh, yeah.
He knew it was going to come up, right? Cards are flying. Service from Lightbourne here as the physicality, the chippiness picking up in the last 4 or 5 minutes. As we are looking like card each way.
1 for 1.
Dropped on back. Dangerous positioning here for Pensacola. Takes a rip wide of this near post for a TSC goal kick. So, of course, chat coming in strong here today, as it does. Must have some Lincoln ties there. Yearning for a little Trenton Blake, Tyler Sloan substitution package there. Part of that Trojan Trail pipeline.
You never know once we get into the second half, man.
Or I don't know. I see Coach Bruno coming out of the box. Maybe that's his burner account that he was just throwing in there. Obviously, talk about the Lincoln ties. Was over off Trojan Trail with those guys. We have a Wusu and Vivas getting into a little battle there. This one stretched into a wide position, officially into stoppage time. No indication here from the AR about how far we're going to go. TSC goes quick. Fontanelli, Jepson deflects back to Fontanelli. Able to pick this one, taken down by a Wusu. Pensacola making sure they don't take it quick. So they go set it up here for Fontanelli. TSC getting some numbers forward. Some runs starting to be established here. It's Jepson and Wilcott looking to tee it up. They'll forego the long ball, build out of the back. Varela, Fontanelli here in the wide positioning to Trice, Smith.
Looks like AR just signaled to both coaches 2 more minutes of stoppage time, so it looks like 3 total.
Hill plus 3, huh? Just one cycle back here. Wusu on the overlap. Wait for numbers to get forward. So they say 2 minutes total. So once again, that Lightbourne-Fitzgerald battle. As they'll draw this one back for the deflection. The captain in white doesn't seem too thrilled with the referee's positioning of it. Of course, in all red tonight, or red and black are the officials. Wilcott chasing this one here as we're coming up on that 2-minute mark of added time that we've been told we will get. Boateng back to Pompolini. Long service here for Lightbourne. Flicked on. Vivas. Great positioning. Back to Fitzgerald here in the center circle. Sundqvist by way of Sasanka. TSC's got to go. It's probably the last offensive spurt here before halftime gets blown. A couple more back passes and the ref just might pull the rug on him. Cross field on the ground here to Warren. Wilcott tries to angle it, spin it through, and that'll take us to the halftime break. Here after stoppage time at the Gene. Of course, 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Here for what was a wild, adventurous start to this one here, Trent. A lot of chaotic energy, it seemed.
And then we cooled down a little bit, and then it came right on back right before the half, the last 5-10 minutes or so. So who knows what kind of game we're going to get the second half, but I don't know. I feel like we're going to get some more chipiness because we got an 850 cup on the line, brother.
There you go. You got to get those cards in before day's end. If you don't get them in, they don't count. Midnight cutoff here. As we're going to jump out for a quick commercial break, come back on the other side. We'll have a quick little halftime review, and hopefully by that time we should be ready for half number 2. 45 minutes in, 45 and change to go here from Gene Cox Stadium. The presentation of TSC Live, the 850 Cup Final. Come right on back.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
One of the cool things about our firm is we really specialize in bringing talent out of state government so that our clients can benefit from that internal knowledge that people have developed over the course of many years.
Clients demand a higher level of understanding of what they're up against. Who better to provide that than people who have been in that process and written those rules?
We believe that you can teach someone how to lobby. And what you can't teach them is the expertise they bring to the table from having served for 15 years in the Department of Transportation or having served for 10 years at the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
We come from state government in large part, so we've seen these decisions being made year over year. We know the direction that we need to move in, and we know what it is our clients are trying to achieve. So that's just an unbelievable combination.
I think for people who've come out of state government, it's just in their DNA to do what's right for the state and do what's right for the citizens of Florida. And I think that translates very well into being a lobbyist.
This is you. You're watching the Tallahassee Soccer Club online. Or maybe you're watching it in person. Hold up. Wait a second. Yeah. Right there. Who is that? Who that is? Who are these people? Can you pause it? Oh yeah, I know where the answers are. Tally SC Talk Podcast. Whoa. All kinds of videos on this YouTube. This is gonna help me get to know my battle lions.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
And welcome back here to Gene Cox Stadium. Here, of course, the 850 Cup. Not just a game in the 850 Cup, but the finale.
The deciding match.
There you go. Of course, presented here on the beautiful Tallahassee Soccer Club Live. Thanks in part to our big dogs here. Blue Coast Federal Credit Union stepping up in a big way to sponsor the stream here this week. Visit mybcfcu.com today. For more information, get yourself situated financially. Of course, spreading a lot of love to the community, Trent, is BCFCU. Of course, just by way of piping out this stream for the families all over the world that we have, of course, for our athletes here for Tallahassee. So, of course, cool there. And then also, last week, I know we had a special surprise from Blue Coast and a couple of the Boy Scout troops here that kind of hit home near and dear to your heart, Trent.
Yeah, I was really excited to get a hot dog. I unfortunately forgot to ask for any ketchup or relish or anything, so I had a naked dog. But it was still good, man. I'm telling you, that's the best hot dog I've had in years.
Woo!
Thank you.
High praise.
Troop 44 and 45 and Blue Coast.
There you go.
Credit Union.
Of course, the beauty of the community club. They get it going here, Trent, on all levels.
You come out here, you give to the Battle Lions, and they give back to you. I mean, it's very cyclical here.
Round and round it goes. That's the beauty of a community club, community buy-in, and that's why you see this franchise getting what we have here, still going strong. There's no big owner. There's no big money bags with the cash falling out of the pockets, right?
Nope.
This is community-funded, volunteer-fueled, and our 501c3, just a little slice here of heaven in the lower league soccer community that we have here, Trent, with a competitive matchup against an old rival with the Pensacola FC. Pelicans visitors with the advantage here at the break. And this is a high-stakes scenario, Trent, when you look at the table. So, once again, we don't really care about the master table, but we'll go to the group splits because the top top three teams, will go from each group. So really the table as a whole doesn't matter, but here's what your active standings are at the moment. Here, Trent, and of course when you throw those out, so we talked about playoffs, this is what it would look like in a projected basis. If you weren't able to kind of tune us in with the pregame, this is what it looked like. 2's going to host the 3s. Groups will not cross over until the championship. So, of course, when you think about some teams, so Columbus's crossover team is Naples. So, if Columbus gets to the championship, they could play Miami or Jacksonville for the first time all year. Tallahassee's crossover is Miami, so they could play Naples or Jacksonville for the first time ever.
Yep.
Pensacola hasn't played any of those guys. Any of those 3 gets through. That's the first time they played them. We could play Columbus 4 times and Pensacola 3 times and not play Naples or Jacksonville at all the entire season. Here, Trent, if TSC were to get to the finals and one of those other teams were to punch through as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting conference here, to say the least. But like you said, we're just focused on our group at this point and sitting at second right now. And, if we were able to get 3 points out of this today, potential to go up and get that first spot in the West. But, you just want the Battle Lions to be in the fight, in the argument here at the end of the year. And, we're approaching, actually, I think we're in the final third of the season at this point, of the regular season at least.
Yeah, well, TSC, as the conference as a whole, yeah, we're right about that spot. But this is only match day 6 here for TSC. Of course, very backloaded schedule here for your boys. But, of course, here tonight, a lot at stake because we're trying to hunt down the old 850 Cup. So, historically, it's been the boys in blue taking it back here on the Panhandle. So, TSC trying to reverse the curse, and this is why we're here. Old Glory.
The elusive one in all its glory.
There you go.
On display right down there next to the AR and the Gatorade cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, of course, those familiar with these 2 clubs that have kind of been around or, maybe just you're well-versed and up to speed on the actions going here in the Gulf Coast Sunshine Conference here, Trent. Potentially, if these 2 teams tie, you say, hey, they tied 1-1 out in Pensacola. They could potentially tie here in Tallahassee once again. How's their winner for the 850 Cup?
I don't know. Tell me.
That's the thing. Leadership, both squads, they've come to an agreement for a little extracurricular activities. You thought you were going to get out of here early on a Sunday, but, Trent, school's out for summer, so it's not a school night, dude. So we'll keep this thing going late if we have to. Stay tuned. If we get it tied, there will be a deciding factor. And I can tell you confidently it will be exciting if need be. So if we end the 90 minutes and then some, it will be a final. So it will go down in the books as a tie. But as far as the 850 Cup is concerned, there are procedures in place ready to go so we can hand out the hardware before we ride off into the sunset.
I might have to grab that mic and go down there and catch some of this action if we get to that.
There you go, just like pregame.
I mean, a win would be huge. Obviously, you and I both want to win. I know that for a fact, but just for the sake of the drama, I kind of want a tie.
Mm-hmm. So here we go, as we're about to get it off and rolling once again here, second half of Tallahassee Soccer Club Live. Andrew Jupe, Trenton Young, James Ward bringing you the action here tonight. Of course, Summer Showcase down here at Gene Cox Stadium, the old 850 Cup rocking and rolling here. As it looks onto the field, Johnny, Wilcott, Jepson, Sundquist, Fontanelli, Sasanka, Vivas, Smith, Varela, Warren, Gonzalez. No changes here for TSC. And as we look over for the visitors, doesn't appear that they have any changes that we can see off initial look. As we get looking to rock and roll here, we had substitutes for TSC. They have a track record of bringing some intensity. So we kind of got put into a little bit of a lull, but you got some firecrackers on the bench that has shown that they can light it up. So if excitement is needed, a little dynamicism is required, we will be ready to go here, Trent.
You saying Coach Joel's going to break out the fireworks early tonight?
I was hoping so.
Potentially.
I mean, Oldfields is just begging.
I know.
They want to pop the smoke so bad. As this one's going back post, looking for Edwards. Vivas going to collapse in this one. Instant action to start this second half. Threads it out. Owusu centering ball. Twist just wide of that far post. And Pensacola on top of it came out ready to rock and roll. Looks like Edwards, the leading goal scorer in the conference, slow to get up for Pensacola.
I mean, just fractionally missed putting another one in, man. Real dangerous player there, Callum Edwards, and was doing a little deep dive on some of his statistics and was looking and seeing what he was doing in college. He's currently enrolled at Union College, and in his freshman year, he led his conference, the AAC, with 23 goals and finished second in all of NAIA.
Oof.
Very dangerous man, if you couldn't tell already from that bicycle.
There you go. And, of course, to kind of contextualize that, Thomas University playing NAIA ball, so that's a kind of level competition, people you have going against there. So we're very familiar to that here on the men's side here for TSC. Number of Thomas University players coming through the team for quite some time. It's a quick throw going into Jepson off of Fitzgerald. Heavy touch is going to take it out of play, but able to save the goal kick, so to be out for a throw-in on the near side here for Pensacola.
I did notice one other substitute. Looks like our AR and our center ref have switched spots for the half. That might not mean anything, but I just wanted to let you know.
Could be some kind of health procedure or some kind of injury. You know, that's why they've got the fourth one ready to go, right?
I mean, he did get drilled by a ball a time or two earlier in the match, so.
Could have some symptoms. The league is very on top of those concussion rules. Of course, they've got the special substitution protocol for such things, and that's why you have the fourth official, like we said. This one comes out of the back here centrally to Fontanelli. Is flicked on here by Vivas, looking for Wilcott. He's all ready to get in. He hops off the bench. Speaking of Thomas University, grad student at Thomas University, Diego Azar.
Speaking of spark plugs coming in as substitutes in the second half, I mean, Diego, we saw last week, was immediately out as soon as he came in.
Got it going over there on that left-hand side, absolutely.
Coach Thompson, we've seen him do it too.
Absolutely. You got Stone Cold over there on the bench.
How could we forget?
Zuri Robertson.
Yeah, getting the call up from ASG. That's awesome. Love to see that.
Wilcott taken down in the middle of the park. Referee says play on. TSC a little stretched. Going back to the center of the park, looking for the through ball. Warren scoops it out and dumps Chase. And able to distribute it well here as Jepson gets on the end of this one. Service. Little too strong. Looking to hit Wilcott over on that far side, but good little recovery and a somewhat hairy situation here for TSC. Threads it on through, out of the back. Jepson's going to give chase here on Pensacola. Escaping pressure, Tani tries to thread it through. Great step by Vivas, Sasanka, Jepson, Vivas, Fontanelli, all getting some quick touches here in order for TSC. Tracking back, jars it free. Center ref didn't like this one. Calls it back. It'll be a Pensacola free kick. And it looks like we're jumping back into the pool here, Trent. The intensity definitely.
Yep.
You know, we had a little bit of an early surge from Pensacola here on an attacking front, and since then we kind of got into this little back and forth going here, some physicality being put on. What you would expect from a rivalry series final here. Centering ball, dug out well here by Trice, had to have it. Is that one skipping through 6-yard box? Here, just 50th minute of action. Here from the Gene, over the top to Hernandez. This one's going to get back post. Vivas not going to risk that one. Clears it out of danger. It'll be a Pensacola corner.
And, I mean, those battle line boys, they had to all walk by the trophy, headed back out here for the second half. So, you know, you would just kind of naturally expect the intensity to pick up a little bit from our end. Johnny going and stealing some water from the goalkeeper bottle. Very resourceful on this corner kick.
Get it when you can, man. It's hot out here. Service from Lightborn. Try to go back post. Varela dugs it out well. Secondary ball is going to be shanked here. They say Owusu's onside. Desperation save here from Gonzalez, and Edwards puts it in just outside. Be out for a goal kick. Fantastic save there by Gonzalez. Had the one-on-one with the Wusu. And able to come out here victorious. Keeps it at 1. We're trying to avoid here that 2-goal slide that seems to be all too regular here versus Pensacola the last couple years. Overlap here, Sundquist. His first touch is the second half. Nice towering ball, gets to Wilcott. Skips through the 18. He'll put it on his foot. Dump out to Vivas, looking for the 1-2. He'll look to collect. Cycle back around for Sasanka. Everybody staying organized, getting back on side. Fontanelli fills the middle of the park. 10-on-10 duel with Lightborn. Splashes it out to Warren. Fitzgerald, Sundquist. Some movement from Tallahassee as Oldfields tries to get the crowd going here. Keep them pumped. Have them staying live. Service out of the back, looking for Wilcott. And he'll win in a dangerous position here for TSC. Throw coming in for the side to go quickly. Vivas wants to go baseline. Service back into the park. Spilled out by Boateng, but an opportunity here, TSC corner.
Big chance here, man. We can equalize it right now.
Opportunity on set plays. Got to get it while you can. 4 battle lines in the box. Sasanka's going to make 5. Johnny going short, but it looks like short ball's off here as Pensacola will fill defensively. Sundquist lurking, top of the 18. Service to him. Deflected, towering ball. Looks like we'll stay in the park. Skips out of the 18. Tracked down by Pensacola. Tried to clear it out, but TSC, all 10 field players in the attacking third for a brief moment there. Fontanelli bringing it back up here to Sundquist. Warren, Jepson looking for service. And we'll drop it on back here. Looking for somebody else with a better ball as TSC looks to get shape. Second there. Back to Varela. Warren, Fontanelli. Calmly TSC. It's just like a 5-man wave, it seems like at times. Like an old practice drill. Smith, left-footed service is going to go through. Nobody at the back door, and so Jennings will deal with this one calmly.
Love to see the numbers pushing up for TSC. Obviously, they know they need the goal to equalize. Not going to sit back and let PFC dictate this game.
All 7 substitutes up and warming up here for TSC. Fontanelli squares the header here to Sasanka, and that looks like it's going to be a high kick here for Pensacola. TSC goes quickly. Vivas, oh, nice little inside out. Oh, almost finding the near post. Que bonita from Jose Vivas. The pride of southern Spain almost tucked that one in and brought us back to level pegging. Of course, Vivas trying to catch Jepson in that TSC Golden Boot race here, Trent. He's got 2.
Just one off.
There you go.
That was almost it, man. Fractionally wide. Good stuff. A couple more of those, and one of them's bound to go in.
Of course, Vivas had the first goal of the 2024 season by way of the penalty spot versus Miami, our only Eastern Group opponent. Service out wide to Owusu. You can see the speedster on the right. Hounded by Tri Smith. Here comes the double team with Vivas. Puts it on the ground. Sasanko twists that one. Weird ball for TSC, but ultimately works out as it spills the back post and Fontanelli's able to control. Centering ball here to Sasanka. On out to Vivas. Oh. Nice little bit of control. Fitzgerald, Wilcott, Jepson with him on the front line. Slides it through. Fitzgerald will get a touch to it. It'll go all the way back to Jennings. Shanks that one, and it'll be a throw-in here in a good position for TSC.
And like you said, man, all those subs right down there, they're waiting to get in. Oh.
As this one, Wilcott taken down, and they let it ride. Tani with 2-hand shove.
What sport we playing?
Reminded me of what Coach Solari was doing with the GCPL team this afternoon.
I didn't see, but I heard from you.
I saw him take down one of the youngsters of Pensacola. They said play on there as well.
Welcome to the league.
Yeah. Yeah, how about Coach Solari dusting off the old boots?
I love it, man. Not only Bruno, but we got Mason out there now too. And, you know, we talked about it. Mason was on this GCPL team that we had when we first started up. So glad to see him still trying to find his form and staying in shape here.
Yeah, he was with the NPSL team back in 21 too.
Okay, might be.
And he was part of the golden era of Leon with that kind of squad that we had going for with Jaden Jones-Riley, Bennett, some of those other phenoms. Kari was kind of on the back end of it.
Okay.
But, yeah, Kari was in on there in his early tenure, as it looks like we're going to the bench, and it looks like the chat is going to get what they want. The freshman phenom from Dartmouth is warming up and putting on his number 16. Jepson tries to thread it through to Wilcott. Pensacola holds serve. Long ball over the top. Dangerous one here. Hernandez and Warren with a one-on-one duel. 20 yards from goal. Internally cut. Shot going back post. Skips off the crossbar of the football upright, but that is a classic Pensacola turn in at the 20. Rip going to the center.
Yep. Out of nothing, man. Just send it out wide. You get a one-on-one. Warren gets beat, and then that leaves him one-on-one to take the shot against the goalkeeper. But good stuff there from Jorge, able to see it over. No need to touch that one, but it was close.
57th minute, so dozen minutes in the books here for this second half. Try to get some perimeter space to Sundquist, who we haven't seen much work on that right-hand side here this half. Of course, he was busy in that opening half. As Fitzgerald kind of pushing the front line. Some straight line runs here from Jepson. Wilcott's in the middle. Jepson goes near post. And Jennings juggles it. Jepson appeals, to the assistant ref that it was out over the end line, but he says no go. With a wag of the finger, he says play on.
Great ball down from Johnny there to pick out Jepson. Really good run from Audie. Another shot on goal.
Tony tries to dump this one over the top here.
There you go, Trice.
Guillen digging in.
I thought they were going to call that the other way.
It could have gone both ways, to be honest. Substitution. And here we go.
Former Rowdy man.
There you go. Trenton Blake going to step in. He's going to come for Wilcott, so that'll be probably a clean sub up top. Likeness for likeness. Trenton Blake.
Baller for baller.
Of course, his second game back here with TSC. An electric playmaker by way of Lincoln High School. Of course, from Tallahassee.
He almost got one last week.
Almost did.
That's as close as you can get without scoring, honestly.
He had goal taken away, which kind of low-key turned into an assist. As Fontanelli slotted it home for TSC. It was Fontanelli's first goal of the season. Vivas, good win. Fontanelli able to keep this one in play. Scoop back into Jepson, looking for Fitzgerald. Boateng blasts it out of danger as they chase this one out of play, out for a TSC throw. Oh, look at Coach Dean getting in some touches there.
Okay.
We saw Coach Joel chest it down last week. That's the unwritten rule there, Trent.
We just need Joel to do it now.
There you go. He's got the golden touch.
We took off after he did it last week.
40 seconds later, guaranteed goal.
Yep.
Look at the tape. Every time he does it. Every time he chests it down. 40 seconds later, TSC scores.
Send him a ball.
Service back from Warren. This one's going to be dug out here by Pensacola. TSC trying to put the squeeze on. And Pensacola, pressure's cumulative there as they're able to win back the throw on that far side.
Love to see Tallahassee kind of flip the script and press them and make them turn the ball over. They've been doing it to us all game.
Fitzgerald chasing after this one. Desperation clearance. Usually you can't touch it with your hands, but
usually.
Trenton Blake gets his first touch here to start things off. Fitzgerald, he'll go cross field here to Smith. Fontanelli, who's really been dropping in deep here today, kind of filling that very deep midfield role here today. Kind of allowed him to get into some pockets for some service, which is one thing he's so good at, is setting up the rest of the team. Sundquist going back centrally. Little friendly fire there. Colliding with Blake. Boateng, Sundquist, Guillen, Edwards, Smith. Battles at every level of the park here, Trent.
Got to get it out of the mud if you want to get this cup.
There you go. Got to jumpstart it.
There you go, Adrian.
Service over the top, and there's Trent. In a dangerous position there. Wants to get in some, gets a little rubbing shoulder, a little networking there for the Dartmouth man with Cooper Jennings.
We'll call it that. I like that.
Drop back to Vivas. Just a little step over. Has some service. Sundquist over on the far side. Great bit of control here from Sundquist. Able to bring it down on that second touch. Cuts in with the left. This one's almost on frame. Could have been either a take or to Blake. Both of them dangerous, but it'll be out for a PFC goal kick.
You just feel the intensity starting to crease ever so slightly. Each possession from the Battle Lions. Gearing up, gearing up. Zuri Robertson warming up on the sideline.
A lot coming out of the tank right now. TSC's going to need a payoff here soon. Either by way of the substitute or by way of the goal. You start to have that energy climb, right? At this stage, you've got to hit a crest because otherwise comes the drop-off.
Well, we saw it in the first half, right? That's exactly what happened. They were able to pick it back up towards the end of the half, but it definitely did drop off for a good 15 or so minutes.
But of course, you double down. You're talking like long-term fatigue at this stage. Sultry Sunday out here today, Trent. Some pressure on Warren. Drops it back to Gonzalez. Leaves no doubt about that one. Just wants to get it out of danger. Vivas dueling with Tani. Does really well to save this. They pull it back.
I don't know. That was close, man. I feel like all these close calls are going against TSC.
Vivas wants to know what's up. He said, "What took so long?" That was
Adrian.
like the time delay of his native Spain there. That 5-hour difference kind of taking place on that.
That was a very late whistle, yes. He almost tracked the ball down by the time they blew it.
It'll be a throw in for Pensacola in front of their own bench. Sorry, is a free kick on the ground. Loose ball scramble.
Adrian a little physical there, but it was a good challenge. Everybody gets back on defense. Smart foul.
Warren will track back this one, spins out of it. Pensacola on the attack now, 30 yards in, trying to find a crease, rips a shot, deflected off someone's behind. Here it was either Edwards or one of the battle line defenders. On up to Blake. It's a one-on-one duel with Boateng. And it'll go cycle around the back line. Stoke and Tani now getting some touches. Threads it out to the perimeter. Here's a Wusu. Vivas tracking back, gets a good touch. Oh, Vivas is going to get in the book for that one. Yep, that one's been building. Yellow for Jose.
Double.
And double. So
Jeez.
TSC down to 10 men. And that's going to hurt the comeback cause there. So as we go in minute 64, Jose Vivas no longer allowed in the contest. So the hill gets a little steeper here for TSC. So here some of the players use a little water break opportunity here. And the former head ref wants to hear none of it here from Vivas. So free kick going here. Nohar will take it for Pensacola. So that's the thing. The danger is on with the 10 men looming, of course, but a dangerous free kick position for a team who, as we know, solid on set pieces. 35 yards from goal, in-swinger, Trice read it the whole way. So initially, TSC will gain that one out of danger. Dropped it on back, Fontanelli all the way up on the back line. Jepson coming in support. TSC trying to put the squeeze on. Long ball tried to escape. Trice locks it back in. Fitzgerald back to Blake. Sasanka. TSC with an opportunity to move, but they'll slow this one down. But a nice ball from Varela out of the back. Gets it to Fitzgerald. Sundquist in a wide position. He's still on. Poke free here by Pensacola, but out for a TSC throw. Inside 20 yards from goal. Sundquist in no rush. He's got nobody besides Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald's getting low there, digging in, centering ball. Creates something out of nothing here. It'll be out for a TSC corner. Great work by Fitzgerald. Kind of all by his lonesome over in there in the corner.
About all he could do was just earn that corner, right?
Mm-hmm. So here's an opportunity on the set piece. I mean, this is what you got to capitalize on, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, when you're playing down a man.
This is about as even of a chance as you're going to get here.
It looks like Fontanelli wants to send this one up, so it's going to be a right-footed outswinger.
Watch Trenton at the top of the box here.
4 battle lines in the box, 5 now with Varela coming late. Going back post, looking for Warren. Secondary ball, here's your boy Blake. Return service, eaten by Pensacola. Cycled on back to Fitzgerald, who's dropped all the way back at midfield here to cover for the big bodies off the back line. TSC in a little bit of an awkward line change. Luckily, Sasanka will scoop this one out. Trice, nice service here to Blake. Trying to create on this near side, and it's going to be out of play here for a TSC throw.
So we got a sub coming on here for Pensacola. Going to be number 16, Carson Hickok.
Coming in on defense for Kento Tani. Hickok, of course, Pensacola native. One of the local fan favorites. Local news on here. Getting some clips here. The A50 Cup.
The elusive one.
Have to check it out here.
More elusive than ever.
This evening. Fitzgerald, this is Sasanka. Pressure being put on by Pensacola as they're trying to break this. Opportunity to counter. Dangerous positioning here. Warren Varela stretch. Gonzalez is kind of in a one-on-one battle. Pensacola slices it home here, 68th minute to double the advantage. Oof.
Tough.
Throwing numbers forward. Counterattack left you vulnerable, especially with 10 men. Pensacola makes you pay. So now 2-goal deficit to get back here for TSC. As Pensacola takes an opportunity to get some water going forward here. Of course, Tallahassee, a lot on the line here at the moment. Of course, talk about the A50 Cup. You talk about the lead in the West. Talk about the undefeated record here at home so far. All at risk, and once again playing with 10 men here at the moment since minute 64. As we have Edward slow rolling it here to get back on the other side of the field. TSC jeers coming out here from the grandstand of the Gene. This one's going back here, and I know you picked that one up. Dropped on back here to Warren.
Shout out Old Fields. We love you. We really do.
To the battle's end. Thrown through here to Fitzgerald. Fontanelli stops the run. Sundquist over on the backhand side. Fontanelli will pick this one back up. Switches it to Warren. Tries to set up shop. Has Blake on the back. He'll keep it on the ground as Fitzgerald tracks back to this one. Sundquist now is going to flop into an internal position. Tries to thread it through. A little too much heat on that one. Skips all the way back to Jennings. So a sliding, diving save outside the 6-yard box by Jennings as
Close one.
Jepson comes to pick this one up. A little pseudo pressure there. Awkward ball gets through the midfield, excuse me. You got to think with 11 men that one gets picked off, but Pensacola's on here. Centering ball, 2 players in the middle of the park. Pressure still on Varela, able to deflect it out of play. You got to think for Pensacola, that's a missed opportunity, excuse me.
Absolutely.
Could have been 3.
Great recovery there from the battle line defense.
Absolutely. Able to eat that one. Varela does well to put his hands behind the back, too, making sure nothing easy. Gets home.
And if the boys were hot and gassed prior to the double yellow to Jose, I mean,
yeah,
that's got to be tough, man.
Yeah, once again, that's going to compound right here. And you got to think some switch outs are looming here. As Warren gets a touch from this one to dispel the danger, but will allow a set play opportunity. As once again, the bench squadron gets up and will stay warm here. As it looks like the Brain Trust, Coach Castri, Coach Solari, Coach B-Mac, Coach Bruno, getting ready to make a or some changes here. 72nd minute. Service from the far side in-swinger. Warren wins it at the front post. Secondary ball cleared by Sundquist, but Pensacola locks it back in. 25 yards from frame. They take a rip. That's the recent goal scorer, Hernandez. He'll be out for a goal kick. Substitution coming here for the visitors is going to be Liam Arthur in and Owusu out. So they'll go ahead and take the advantage since Pensacola was milking it anyways to take the water break here at the 72-minute mark. And this will give Coach Joel and the rest of the staff here an opportunity to make some changes, carve some things up, get some things organized here, try to find a solution to the increasingly difficult Pensacola problem.
It's still about 20 minutes plus stoppage time here, so, you know, definitely not over yet. Real tough, steep battle to climb here for the Battle Lions, but
Indeed. Of course, adding to the drama out here in the West. Of course, this will be the regular season finale between these teams. So if Pensacola were to hang on, of course they would hold the head-to-head tiebreaker. Of course, would be the only head-to-head broken tie here in the entire region between the 4 teams in all those matchups.
Yep, the deadlock might be broken. Or we might somehow get 2 goals and have some shenanigans to end this thing for the trophy. Who knows?
Never know. Never know.
Crazier things have happened. Do you believe in miracles, Andrew?
There you go. There you go. So, of course, got some able bodies here on the bench. Of course, think about it. Going to need to take some gambles here down the stretch one way or another. Of course, I try to get it going, help the crowds here. Fire on one of the prides of the lower league soccer here. Your Tallahassee battle line still churning, still fighting. Of course, double yellow back in minute 64, so we're about 10 clock minutes into it. Of course, trying to go through the depth here. What's left in the tank is this one. Dangerous ball across the middle. Trice able to get in there for the challenge. Poke it free here on Edwards. He'll overlap Fonelli there. A slow developing play out of the back. Fitzgerald first to this one. Nice touch up on up to Jepson. Opportunity here for DSC. Jepson and Jennings with the right hand keeps it out of goal. An opportunity here for Jepson to pull it back within 1. But we'll stay at 2-0 here for the time being.
Okay.
So we have a callback here. It looks like the assistant referee was trying to get the attention of the center ref, and it looks like he's pulling it back for a foul on Jepson with the jersey tug on the shot attempt.
Was that in the box?
And this one developing dramatic.
Johnny.
As Boateng, Jepson, Edwards, once again, things boiling over here in this rivalry series. So that's what Sundquist is trying to get some clarification of where the ball is going to be located.
Yeah, no kidding.
Because there's really been no indication. There was a large area that Jepson and the defenders were kind of jostling for. So they're going to need some clarification. And it looks to be just outside the box. But it's a lot more central than the run of play. Jepson was definitely outside the hash marks of the football field.
And I honestly, if this isn't a homer at all, I genuinely think he was inside of the box when that alleged foul happened. But I mean, I'm not complaining.
It's definitely not where the ball is placed. That's for sure.
Definitely not.
But the facts of it, set play opportunity.
Yeah. Right on the edge.
Saw Jepson put one in for a similar distance here. This one is right down Main Street.
I mean, they're going to have to set a wall or two.
You really couldn't get a more centering ball. So they're going to put somebody on the far post. Then you got a 5-man wall. You got somebody underneath the wall. This is an all-hands-on-deck. Fontenelli. Jennings with the save there. An opportunity here for TSC as we go into minute 78. And once again, that's 2-goal margin looming over the capital city. Here on a hot, formerly sunny Sunday, turned into a little stormy Sunday here, Trent.
The rain has held off, though, luckily.
Yeah, they had the GCPL2 game going here this afternoon. That encountered a couple lightning delays. And so that we didn't affect kickoff here as it's since subsided, but some nasty weather, some threatening weather being put on here. This ball's got a lot of backspin coming back for Blake here as he's trying to dig this one out against Edwards. And jumps off the diving board there into the pool for a Pensacola free kick. As the ref here looks poised to throw some more cards around on the holiday.
I want to send him a card.
It's thrown over the top. This one's getting pursued here by Warren. Poked on free. And it'll be a goal kick, and there seems to be a little battle. Hernandez and Warren getting into it. The referee goes and breaks this one up. Maybe that's why the ref wanted to get out of the middle there, Trent. He could feel the heat rising. You get the sense it's getting ready to boil over here.
Living up to the rivalry we were hyping up.
There you go. Never short of intensity between these two.
TSC still had 2 really good chances so far after the double yellow, so, I mean, not out of it yet. Here's another.
There you go. Going forward. Shot on target. Scooped up there by Jennings.
Yeah.
Don't know if it was going to scoop in that back post, but Jepson
close.
definitely made him make sure about it. To be a throw in on the far side here is Hickok trying to waste some time. Gets into it with Fontanelli as he's trying to set up the corner kick. Of course, the righty sets over top of this one, and it looks like a platoon substitution. I think a well-deserved reprieve for that back line who's been under siege here lately. And it's probably, this is probably going to be Coach picking up a yellow here. Yep. Of course, yellow card here for Coach. And the assistant referee didn't like the talking to there. And so DeCastri on yellow.
Happy Father's Day, Coach. We love you.
So Fontanelli back in the field of play here. Once again, another opportunity set play here for TSC. Falls in the box about 10 yards out, but it'll be cleared initially. As we got Big Mo into the game now. Gibray, exciting player. Zuri, Ethan, as they, looks like they flip out the whole back line.
Yep. And those are all attacking or midfield players, so.
All players with speed, too. Zuri able to stop this one with back turns. On out to Gibray.
Oh.
Maybe they're trying to thread some numbers forward here. They're like, maybe if we put some attacking players in defense, everybody's going on goal.
These guys don't play defense, so maybe they'll just push up naturally.
So there we go. It looks like Warren's going to fall into that center back. It did seem like an odd choice to have Mo back there on the back line. On the ground here. Stone Cold threads it through here to Blake. Jepson.
Dude.
And Boateng chops down Jepson once again.
That's a double yellow. Where's his second?
We get into here, minute 82. Jepson's slow to get up. Of course, 32 yards here from goal. His numbers kind of slowly sauntering forward. Once again, Tallahassee set piece. Opportunity to cash in. Short-handed, going near post, looking for Jepson over top. And covered up by Jennings here as we get ready to roll into minute 83. Look like they'll cycle back around here. Tallahassee's going to have to bring the press because Pensacola is absolutely in no rush.
No, they'll stay exactly right there for the rest of the game if they can.
Mm-hmm. Tried to thread it up. Good step here by Stewart. Goes over the top. This one falls to Jepson. Opportunity, and it's sliced wide here of the frame. Once again, a dangerous position. Something out of nothing. Service from Stewart.
Yeah, it's tough. It just kind of got caught up underneath Audie. Couldn't get a clean look on it, but great stuff to bring it down and, like you said, make something out of nothing there.
And evidently we got some blood on one of the players here for Pensacola. So they're making him come off the field. Looks like Stoke, 23. So they're going to clean him up here for a biohazard substitution there.
Blood, sweat, and tears spill for this cup, Andrew Jew.
There you go. Always. As we see some dialogue coming here from all areas of the park. This one's flicked through here for Pensacola. Tallahassee need to be on top of it here. Centering ball, Gonzalez. Great position to scoop that one up. Coming out of the back is Sasanka. He's got Zuri with him if he needs it. Switches it over to Mo. Fontanelli. Here's Blake on the outside. He holds the run. Jepson in the middle. Blake comes back to it here. Drops back to Mo. First really touch with space opportunity for him. Back to Warren, who's now in that center back role. On to Zuri. Some touches in that familiar right back for those fans who were in the mix for the 2023 season. Saw a lot of Zuri at right back.
Or if you popped in for an ASG game, you probably seen some Zuri.
There you go.
Georgia Southwestern man.
TSC once again going to the bench. And it seems like a usual thing now. Thompson in for Sundquist. And Sundquist is going to take the long way around here on the substitution. So he's going to slot into that outside right position there in the midfield.
I think he might try to just slide back on without anybody noticing.
Try to get it back to 11. Switch out for Pensacola as well. 21, Tariq Andrews into the match. As Mo lays this one off to Stone Cold. Threads it through. Try to get Mo there. Blasted into the stands on the near side here. This will be a TSC throw-in. As we have a little bit of a hold-up play here. As once again, the player with the blood still bleeding. So he's bleeding through. So he's got to send him back over for some more medical attention.
So we're back to even numbers, 10v10.
There you go. So 10 on 10.
Strike while the iron's hot, boys.
Even strength, yeah. In a lot of areas, it's felt like a hockey situation going on here.
Yes, it has.
Stewart squares it off to Mo. He's got Thompson wide. Ball gets picked off by Pensacola. Opportunity if they want to run with it. TSC stretched. One man on the back here. Stewart playing free safety here in the middle of the park. Squares it on back here. Once again, this is 10 on 10. That's why there's a huge gaping hole in the middle of the field. Nobody in between the hash marks for about 50 yards in between lines until we cycle back around to this near side.
How much stoppage do you think we're about to have?
Oof. This feels like a pretty hefty number.
6.
So we have a goal in it. We have a water break in it. We have a number of stoppages.
Double
we
yellow.
have some extracurriculars. Yeah, we got the double yellow. I mean, you could see 7, 8, easy. Woo! Good challenge there by Mo, all ball. But it'll be a Pensacola throw. And that's going to be Stoke, who's been in and out of the game, seeking medical attention. As the pride of Ouagadougou goes in there, getting all ball. Just the outside of the right foot. Whew. Flips over the ball there.
I mean, that's a good, hard, clean foul. I mean, you hate that if you're PFC, but you love that if you're TSC, so.
Seeking some medical attention here. Of course, Stoke was the one with the goal against Tallahassee over in Pensacola. Of course, TSC trying to carve into this one. So we're back to 10v11. It looks like we have a substitution coming here for Pensacola. It looks like Clements coming into the match. Of course, they're going to sort out the injury. Get the water bottles. Then they'll put in Clements. So, of course, a significant stoppage once again here, Trent, which will only add to the stoppage time.
So you're saying there's still plenty of life in this game. That's what I'm hearing.
There you go. As we have looks like a double switch out. Clements and Kamara. Kamara number 13. And Clements number 2 on standby. I think Clements is one of the youngsters on that Pensacola team, if I'm not mistaken. Coming up here from the youth ranks. And they're looking to get the substitutions rolling here. So it looks like Stokes' day is done. He was one of those substitutes. 23.
I mean, if I were him, I'd want my day to be done after that.
So throw in for Pensacola here as we approach the end of the regular allotted 90 minutes. Gibray with the header out of play. And Coach Bruno trying to get things rolling here for Pensacola. Rolls it back there to the visitors. Threads it through that midfield up onto the top line. Warren staying busy here. Perimeter action. Zuri in defense. Left-footed effort. Flashes across frame. Luckily out for a goal kick. Almost catches that back post.
Yeah, beat Jorge, but luckily did not beat the back post.
He had the angle for the goal.
Yeah. Which is, hey, that's his job, right?
Which is all we want. Absolutely.
Don't need to save it if it's not on frame.
So Gonzalez going long out of the back here. Sasanka flicked on here to Thompson. Of course, the new substitute, full tank of gas for him. Chases it all the way up to Jennings. Robertson wins the header here, but the secondary ball won for Pensacola. Dropped on off, and Boateng will blast this one in off the far side. So, of course, 2 balls on the field, so they'll ring this one back.
Good stuff from Alex trying to get it going quick. Almost had Ali right there on that back line. Diego getting subbed on now, it appears. Coming on for Mr. Joseph Warren. So now we got Stone Cold playing that very last center back there.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to rotate centrally, which still leaves the hole somewhere on the back line. Doesn't feel like Azar's going to go back there. Unless they're just going 2 back and throwing numbers forward. I mean, why not?
Why not?
At this standpoint, what's the difference between 2-0, 4-0? You got to try to get some goals here. Here's we're officially into the stoppage time. And we should get a big, healthy number once we get word from the assistant referee. As, of course, Warren the one who takes a seat here. Taking the long way around, just getting behind goal here. Jennings for Pensacola. Stewart does well here to regain off the deflected ball. Tries to put it through here. Sasanka looking for Blake. Cutting through space. Pensacola a little 3-on-4 here. Trying to run numbers. Gonzalez going to have to come all the way out. Deflection. Robertson clears it off the line to keep it at 2.
Great recovery there from Zuri. I mean, Jorge had to come out and challenge that. It just gets leaked past him, but great IQ there from Zuri to get back.
Keeps it where it is here as we get into the 3rd minute of stoppage time. Very easily could go 8. Justifiably double digits with the injuries, the cards, the goal, the water break. Secondary ball coming up here, but foul called in the box as one of the new substitutes, Clements, rolls in on Gonzalez.
Big fist there to get the ball away from Jorge, but yeah, Clement fell right on his leg.
Long ball looking for Azar. Blake cuts it off here. As Gibray cycles back for this one. Good win by Robertson. Assertiveness. Here comes Jepson. He's got Sasanka.
Oh.
He's got Thompson on the backside coming in late. Little 1-2 with Sasanka back to him as Ali slides into the box. Pensacola will slide it away. And it'll be push out of play here. But back to Pensacola. The ref's going to go over to the Pensacola player to usher things on. And we have seen this referee crew quite some time, both on the men's and women's side here at the Tallahassee clubs, and we have seen them throw out a card here for embellishment or for time wasting here. So that would not be off-brand for this crew. As we get into the 4th minute stoppage time here, Mo clears this one, deflected off of Pensacola player on that far side. Good job to win that throw in here for Tallahassee. Back to Thompson, back to Stewart. Tries to thread it around here to Azar, who is open now. Numbers for Pensacola, middle of the park. Great slide by Zuri. Oh, and he gets ball, but these points at the spot. And it'll be a penalty kick here for Pensacola and dissension here for Gonzalez. And Gonzalez now on yellow as the Father's Day cards continue to rain down upon Gene Cox Stadium. Penalty kick upcoming here for the visitors. Of course, your man in form here for Pensacola is on the sidelines here in Edwards. And so coming into this one, looks like Arthur, one of the substitutes, going against Gonzalez here as we're 5 minutes deep into stoppage time. And this is kind of doubling down on that case for double digits. Gonzalez staying loose here. Penalty kick wind up on the way. Near side, and Pensacola makes it 3. So, of course, a slow walk back upcoming here for Pensacola. Of course, in no rush. As we still probably have 4.5, 5 minutes of stoppage time, so this will feel like bleeding the pig here for TSC. As it looks like the elusive one gets a little more elusive here. Blake will get us re-going. Fontanelli out to Thompson. Of course, with these tiebreakers for the playoff, any help you can get, whether that's just one for the goal differential, is going to aid the cause. Stewart clears this one a danger. Be a Pensacola throw in. They're in no rush. And so he say, Coach Dean says only 1 minute left, which would be a total of 7 minute stoppage time. Don't know if that's the official mark, but that's what he's telling the men in white and blue. Blake brings this one down. He's got Jepson. Tries to go roundabout here centrally, and this one rolls all the way back to Jennings, and he'll play the old cat and mouse and make Blake come get it.
Having a little discussion with him as well. Trent Blake, come on, man.
There you go. Of course, the young professional, once again, putting in some networking. There's an opportunity once again for Pensacola. TSC a little stretched on that long ball. And that will be, should have been it, per the unofficial ruling here, but they say go on. So Azar putting this one centrally. Mo spins out of danger, drops it back to Sasanka, who's filled that center back role. Tried to flick it up here to Fontanelli. Will be back out of play here for Pensacola. As the referee once again checks his watch. So as we're creeping ever closer to the finish line, as Sasanka puts this one in the stands. Once again, a slow roll here for Hickok on the right-hand side. He's gotten a lot of throw-ins here tonight. Busy with the arms. Arm day here on a Sunday. Handball here for Pensacola.
That goes with the arm day.
There you go. So Gonzalez going to lift this one off here from the back over the top. And that will be the final here from the Gene. Not the one you wanted here for TSC, but that is the result here. Pensacola makes it 4 in a row and will stay at the top of the West as we leave the weekend and descend into next week tomorrow. As we prepare for match week 7, as Tallahassee now with 6 in the books, and we're officially into the back half of the season.
Yeah, and I mean, looking on the bright side, Jupe, if you are going to lose a game finally at home and secede the unbeaten streak, at least it's to the best team in the West, to your rival opponent, to a team that, has bested you here at home the last few years. And, still looking on the bright side, you've still got a game in hand.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not over with for the Battle Lions. It's obviously a really tough defeat today, 3-0 here at the Gene. Definitely felt like it was closer than that up until, obviously, that double yellow. Then it was obviously all Pensacola from there. But still some good chances, even with 10 men, down a guy, playing late into the game here for the Battle Lions. So happy to see them put up some fight, even though the odds were stacked against them today. And hopefully we can hoist that trophy one of these years.
There you go. And so, of course, that will, I believe, put Pensacola back to the top of the table based on goal differential. So table overall, they would be the quote-unquote overall number 1 seed going in to the tournament. As TSC gets it going here, as hand to the crowd who showed up today in a big way. And just once again falling short here to Pensacola. And so TSC will now be flirting with Columbus here, and that's going to be an even tighter race as Pensacola is going to go up to 2.0 here, as if we want to punch this up. Pensacola go up to 2.0 here for TSC, and then TSC obviously here through their 6th match. It'll be 2 wins, 2 draws. So as we try to get some quick math going here.
I mean, you don't know that off the top of your head.
All these maddening conference formulas are ringing around. So put them to 1.3. So for the moment, going to stay north of Columbus, but still 2 dates with Columbus. Still have to go to New Orleans. And then you could have a de facto tiebreaker down in Miami here as we glance forward and basically just listing it out, the road ahead here for TSC. So you got to turn it around quick. Here, headed back out to New Orleans and up to Gannett Stadium for the first time this year to battle the expansion team Columbus here, Tramp. So as you look at the road ahead, when you're trying to lock in a playoff position, this thing just got a little more hairy because you have TSC, Columbus, and New Orleans separated by less than 0.2 points per match. So, of course, at this junction, not much in that. A victory by any of those teams. So, for example, as we kind of circle back to the table, right? So, TSC is back on 1.33. A victory by New Orleans would catapult them into 2nd and would tank TSC into 4th. So if that happens on Wednesday, that is the move that happens. We talked about how the West is wide open. It looks like Pensacola is separating themselves, and it's going to be a day-by-day battle here in the West, Trent.
It's not going to get any easier. I mean, you were just showing the schedule. Obviously, still got to play Columbus twice, New Orleans once on the road, and got to head all the way down to Miami for, like you said, might be a season decider. So that's really tough. Hate that for the boys to have to make that road trip down there, but you know, they'll be up for it. They've had plenty of road trips out to New Orleans in the past, so they know what they're getting into. But yeah, man, you just hope that we can get some results here. You got to go play New Orleans and Columbus and go up to Connect and then play Columbus back down here. So tough stretch coming up, and it's just only going to be tougher, it feels like.
There you go. There you go. Of course, on the flip side, home to New Orleans and at Columbus is all that Pensacola has left. Of course, with the 2 here. So when you simulate it, the bracket did not change here today, but the numbers just got a little tighter on the differential. So this would still remain true. This is where we were as far as the projected results at the beginning of the day. Trent, that's still going to remain true. So if nothing else changes or we go back and forth in jostling, Tallahassee's going to host on the 6th with an opportunity to get some revenge out in the West here for a potential berth of the championship game.
You just got to hold on, man. Obviously not getting any points today just makes it even harder going forward, but you know, 4 more opportunities to get a couple more points per match, bring that ratio up, and yeah, I mean, we just want to get into the playoffs, right? So it'd be really tough if you were the one team left out. So I think that's the biggest narrative that Bruno and BMAC and Coach Joel are preaching. You know, just get into these playoffs and then anything can happen.
Absolutely. The expanded field, you never know. And we saw some wild stuff going on. You saw the upsets being pulled the last couple years. We've seen the 4 seed knock off the 1. We've seen the 3. We've seen the mismatch here in the championship game. It's been a wild ride. Once you get in there, there's no rules. And especially with the Western Conference being so balanced, and anything's on the table, and who knows what the East is up to. We think that Jacksonville should cruise through the East, but you never know. Trent, you never know.
But yeah, I mean, the playoffs last year, we were the 4 seed, right? Your Battle Lions went out to Southern States, to Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and just narrowly lost. That was a really good game. They led for a lot of that game as well.
Yep.
So.
Led for a large portion of that one. Of course, sloppy, stormy conditions out west. Just a waterlogged field out there in Hattiesburg, and battled through it. Gave them all they could handle. 2 highlight reel gem goals by your man, Captain Johnny Fitzgerald, and, of course, former Battle Lion. Shout out Kevin Love, and coming up just short. But TSC looking to get back into the mix, right? We don't want last season to be that anomaly of the playoffs. Want to make it a continued pattern.
Absolutely.
So an opportunity to do so. Granted, the situation's tough. Always is, right? Should be tough to get into the playoffs as it is here in the West.
Yes, sir.
So we're going forward, and it looks like it's going to be at least one more year here, Trent, as we jokingly say the elusive one, and it's going to be at least till 2025 for that back on the mantle, or I guess on the mantle here for Tallahassee.
Yeah, tough. I really wanted to brag for the next entire year, as they get to do every year. But
There you
that's
go.
all right. I'll wait another year.
That's part of the rivalry, right? The ebbs and the flows, and it's just that personnel, that matchup, and that kind of distribution. It feels like everybody has that Achilles heel, or there's that team that kind of personally matches up well against your team, and the style of play and how Pensacola likes to run it is and seems to continue to be TSC. So we've seen TSC be that kind of trouble in between the gears, right? That jam up here, for Southern States. Of course, they matched up really well, and that's just kind of the flow of the game. You've got your style, and sometimes it hits, sometimes not so much. But Pensacola getting the best here at TSC tonight.
I mean, a very good opponent, obviously. First in the West. We're thinking potentially going to be up first in the entire table for what it's worth, what little it is worth. But, PFC is a really good side, man. 4th year in a row that they're holding on to that trophy. And just honestly hope we don't have to see them again in the playoffs, or I mean, I guess that'd be the only way we'd see them would be in the playoffs. But hopefully we do not have to play them again, because, like you said, it seems like they've got our number, especially out here at the Gene.
Yeah, and from this standpoint, when you look at the metrics, we have to run some simulations, because they may be in. They may have clinched here tonight with 16 through 8. Obviously, at the given time, 2.0. But, even if they dropped the next two still sitting at 1.6, you'd be pretty confident that they would get in. Obviously, they probably wouldn't be the one at a 1.6. They'd probably be a 2, maybe 3, but I think this is going to go a long way for them. But Tallahassee's still in the fire in a big way. And, you've got the next 3 games versus the 2 teams in the West that you have to beat.
Yep.
So if you want to make the playoffs, you got to do better than those 2. Pretty simple.
Control your own destiny, which is the driver's seat that you want to be in at this point.
Mm-hmm.
In years past, we've needed some other results elsewhere to go our way, and really right now we're not in that position, and I'm very thankful for that we've kind of front-loaded, got a couple wins and draws, and now we just got to hold on.
Absolutely. So headed back to New Orleans. But the bright side is, if you're looking for kind of positives through this, Tristan Monroe going to be back here for TSC. The only thing is, on the flip side of that, Jose's not going to be able to make the trip out because he will be on disciplinary absence for the New Orleans trip. But he'll be ready to go for Columbus when we go north of the border, which is something TSC, I don't believe, has ever done, is gone and played an officially sanctioned game versus a Georgian team.
Interesting.
So we've had some friendlies versus Georgia teams, but those were down here in Florida. So
going up to
history being made.
The great country itself.
There you go. The Southwest Georgia up at Gannett Stadium.
Can't forget Gannett Stadium, man.
There you go. There you go up in Columbus. So that'll be a big one here for TSC. New Orleans, and then back-to-back versus Columbus, and the bookend with Miami. Down in southern Florida, late June. That's where you want to be, right? You want to be in South Florida, late June, running around for 2 hours?
Yeah, that's it.
There you go. So, of course, long way to go before then. Great effort by the boys. Once again, caught up on the short end. Here, keep on churning. Pillar of the bounded line mentality, perseverance. We can see right on the field here. Ethan Stewart, Coach Thompson, Diego Azar getting in some sprints, right? The battle's not done.
You think they're sprinting out to see whoever wins is going to get Jose's spot next week?
Maybe so. Maybe Coach Joel's got tryouts going. We'll see. We'll see. As we have a nice peek through the clouds. So how about our boy James Ward?
Shout out James Ward.
There. Getting a little glory. So we've been dealing with some nasty weather, and it seemed to be threatening to come back. And despite the darkness that has descended down at the Gene here with the loss and the heavy hearts here for our Battle Lions, a glimmer of hope as our cameraman James Ward pushes us towards the bright future here for Tallahassee Soccer Club, because Rome wasn't built in a day, Trent, but it also wasn't destroyed in a day. And there'll be many more days ahead for TSC.
Did you just make that up?
There you go.
That was good. But, yeah, definitely greener pastures and brighter skies ahead for our boys.
And there's a beautiful bright sky for you. So shout out James Ward. Of course, we had him in a little bit of a diverse environment here today with the storms. We had to make some serious arrangements, so he put in a great battle today, just like the Battle Lions. So shout out James Ward. For Andrew Droop, Trent, and Young, we're going to go ahead and put a bow on this one. Any final thoughts here, Trent, or should we ride off into the seas, and we'll get with you in about 10 days' time?
Sounds good to me.
Absolutely. So we'll be back here for the final home game of this season. It's going to be a midweek affair, Columbus. Coming down here, that will be match day 9 for TSC, the 26th, and that's going to be back on a 7 p.m. kickoff. So our regularly scheduled programming. Once again, Andrew Duke, Trent, Young, James Ward bringing you the action here today. Have a great rest of your